Hey everyone, and welcome to Broke to Woke. I'm your host, Ann Marlin, and like you, I'm along for the ride with Jamie Langvine, a financial advisor with a passion for helping people of all walks of life achieve their financial goals. Now, before we dive in, I want to be upfront. I am a proud ally of the LGBTQ plus community, and I'm really excited to introduce you to Jamie. Jamie's life experiences mean that her door is wide open to everyone, and she's very much aware of the fear and the anxiety that people can feel, especially when it comes to money. However, Jamie says it best. She doesn't get emotional about your money. She does, however, get passionate about helping others to achieve lifelong goals and dreams, especially when it comes to money. Now, in today's episode, we're going to go a little deeper from just what is a financial planner into what is money management and how is that associated. So let's head on over. All right, so Jamie, last time we talked about a financial planner. Now let's go a little deeper. Tell me, what is money management?
Great question. And this is one of my favorite topics is money management. And there's multiple facets of money management. There is managing money that we have come in monthly and go out to expenses. There's also managing money in our investment portfolio. But it's not so much managing the money. It's me helping you manage the emotions. There is very few people out there who aren't emotional about their own money because it impacts your hopes, your dreams, your goals. But I can be that sounding board, that logic, that reasoning in your life to help you manage that emotion, because there is going to be the ups and downs when we have money invested. And I'm just there to help even out the feelings that are involved when that happens.
So once you help someone even out their feelings, what's the other part of that? Like you started to mention it, the funds, what does that entail?
So it's really about meeting, again, my clients where they're at. And you're gonna hear me repeat this time and time again as you listen to these podcasts, because every person is unique. And what's important to you is not necessarily gonna be important to the next person I speak to. What you do and do not want to be invested in is going to vary based off your own personal beliefs and where you want your money to be.
It's kind of different times, this whole inflation thing. So what's that mean from your perspective? Like, how do you help me with dealing with where I am, on savings accounts or my 401k?
Absolutely. So we are in unique times right now. We're in higher inflation than we've seen for quite some time. However, we are also in a season that we have seen long-term significant growth in the markets. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be some of that up and down. And what my role is in that is to meet you where you're at and make sure that we're reviewing your portfolio, that it's still doing what you want it to do, and that we are staying on track. The most important thing that we can do is not change the trajectory we're on, even if we're scared, even if we're not seeing, what we were hoping to see in that return in that portfolio. We need to keep on the same path.
I think that's really important to understand, because I think I've even been subject to responding with emotion. So when you talk about this and when you sit down with your clients, how do you help them to understand what that trajectory is for each of them?
What we use in those situations is really history. And like I said previously in this conversation, we've had a solid run of really good market returns, but we can go back to March 17th of 2020 and we can see a significant correction in one day. We can go back to, the dot-com bubble. We can go back to the mortgage crisis. There's these events that happen that directly impact the market. Luckily, most of those were for short amount of times, less the mortgage crisis. However, my role in those times is to bring peace of mind, to look at the history and say, I understand right now is scary. You're uncertain. You don't know if you should be doing what you should. Let's look at the history and remind ourselves why we're doing this, what it's done in the past, and the hypothetical returns we may see in the future.
So we're starting to run out of time because I know we like to keep these short, but as anyone can hear, you love talking about this stuff.
I do.
So is there anything else that you want people to understand that you provide us, when you talk about money management?
I'm a resource, and I always say I'm a resource, and that really means anytime you're feeling uncertain, unsettled, not knowing what to do, even if we have not sat down and done a whole financial MRI, ask me questions. Let me help you manage that emotion, because again, I don't get emotional about your money.
Sounds great. Thank you, Jamie, for your time today.
Thanks, Ann.
This podcast is intended for general public use. By providing this content, Park Avenue Securities LLC and your financial representative are not undertaking to provide investment advice or make recommendation for a specific individual or situation, or to otherwise act in any fiduciary capacity. All investments contain risk and may lose value. No investment strategy can ensure peace of mind, assure profit, or guarantee against loss. Jamie is a registered representative and the financial advisor of Park Avenue Securities LLC, PASS. Security products and advisory services offered through PASS member and FINRA SIPC, financial representative of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian, New York, New York. PASS is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian Financial Architects, Inc. and is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PASS or Guardian. 2024 177754 expires 7/26.